Welcome back to round 2 of Kharak Cup number 2. We're going to have a really interesting matchup here right now. This is Descara and Garmilator. Now, Descara didn't play in Kharak Cup once. This is his first showing on this channel, I believe, but everyone who's been around DOK for a while should know this player. He's a very prolific coalition player, probably the best in the world. Garmilator, though, also super good. I mean, we've seen him win Kharak Cup number 1, do very well so far in Kharak Cup number 2, so this is going to be an intense matchup. And Coalition versus Coalition, we haven't really seen get into the late game yet. It's got a very interesting meta to it, it's not like anything else, certainly not like it was at launch. It's about, carrier power and cruise missiles and turrets and all that. It's just, like, super weird, but it takes a lot of skill, and they're very interesting matches to watch. So, we're going to see Descara immediately put, 2 salvagers on RUs, so looks like it's going to be a tech rush from him. He's probably going to go for AAVs. Meanwhile, on the back side of this, Garmilator, I believe, put 4 on CUs and now is going on to RUs, so he's probably just going to go for some LAV spam like he usually does. We'll have to see who comes out on top. Honestly, I kind of favor Descara in that kind of an engagement, because if he goes for early game AAVs, which he is, you've seen him doing some salvager micro there, so he's got the resources perfectly on time, then he's going to be, using AAVs against LAVs, which very, very difficult fight to win from Garmilator's side, although of course base runners with their insane turrets can kind of sway that fight a little bit, but it's still going to be tricky. Still haven't seen a probe from either player. I think that kind of makes sense because they probably know what each other are doing already. And Descara just now sending out the first probe to try and figure out where his opponent is. Of course, not going for the probe early on and going for it now allows him to do this build just a little bit faster, so that's probably the reasoning behind that. But he's going to want to see, is it LAVs, or is Garmilator going for the same thing I was? Or is it even support cruiser first? But I think that'd be kind of insane against Descara, so probably not that. Some awkward carrier acrobatics going on here, but he's finally getting into position now, and his probe is going to see the LAV. Take a little bit of damage, actually quite a lot of damage, but oh wow, 11 HP. But he is going to survive, and he's scouted the LAVs, so Descara has built one in response. AAV's hitting the field now. Very, very early AAV time, only... Oh, I can't even see it, can I? Like 3 minutes into the game. No, 2 minutes into the game, basically, so... And a turret goes down on Garmilator's extraction zone, which I think is also a little strange, but maybe, I don't know, I mean, especially with AAVs on the field, though, to be fair, he hasn't scouted that yet, but this turret here is not going to help on the defense at all, so it'll be interesting to see what the purpose of that is. Now this AAV marching across the field here, going to find no resistance in these LAVs. They could maybe get him down to half health before they all go down. Actually, 6 LAVs? Could they take out an AAV? It's quite possible, but they would take heavy losses anyway. Garmilator doesn't want that kind of fight. He's going to grab an artifact. It looks like he wants to extract it with that turret there. Is Descara going to try to even stop this? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's just out for blood. He wants to take out as much economy as he can right here. Yeah, it looks like 6 LAVs can take an AAV, but like I said, they're going to take serious losses if they do that. Although, Garmilator doing a very good job microing these LAVs here, so they're constantly out of range at the AAV. LAVs, if you didn't know, they outrange AAVs, so sometimes you can get away with that kind of stuff. One artifact going to be scored by Descara, one artifact going down by Garmilator just now, but Descara is going to get the second one first, so we'll see if he manages to extract that one, but at any rate, that would give a moderate artifact edge to Descara. These two AAVs kind of backing away right now. Not sure where they're headed. Maybe they just want to secure this artifact. Yeah, both players put a turret down near their extraction zone. Maybe that's, like, super obviously the best thing to do, and I just, like, don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, that's probably the case. I don't even really main Coalition, so... probe goes down for Garmilator right there. Another probe is out for Descara, that's also going to go down, but crucially he spots the support cruiser before that happens, so he's going to know, okay, Garmin's on 2 bases. So am I, as it would happen. And Garmilator now has teched into AAVs, that's pretty new. I don't think we've seen that yet so far. I don't think this tournament or last tournament he ever made AAVs. Maybe in that game versus Shrike, I don't know. But yeah, gonna be AAVs on both sides here. And Garmilator's already gone for Power Reserve 1, Descara is getting that just now. Like I said, Coalition meta has a lot to do with this carrier. This is like the biggest unit in the Coalition versus Coalition game. He's already gotten Power Reserve 1, so that makes a lot of sense. And he just wants to strong arm this base runner and just kind of, hey, get out of here, you know. You cannot extract. Looks like it's gonna work. I wonder actually if Descara could maybe get it out using smoke somehow, but he wants it for the turret anyway, so I'm sure he wouldn't do that. This AV has gotten into the backlines though. These LAVs are going to try to dagger it down here, but of course they have to do this because otherwise the support cruiser is vulnerable, but they don't really want to take this fight, so this is quite good from Descara. Although I don't like targeting the support cruiser. Maybe he just wants to get some damage on it so that he can kill it later, but it seems like you do a lot better, you know, attacking the wounded LAVs and just try to do damage that way. He's gonna get one for his troubles, but it looks like that's all he will. And that support cruiser took minimal damage there. Hold fast! Do not proceed! Descara's doing something with rally points, can you hear that? The captain is going crazy. Or I guess she's not the captain, she's like the intel officer or something. But another probe goes down for Garmilator. Descara doing a good job denying the scouting vision, like just one single LAV on the map, and I feel like all he's done is attacked probes. He's done a good job at it. Looks like his life is coming to an end though, as this turret will kill him in one burst as usual. Now Descara still seems to want to get this artifact out here. It's gonna be tricky with this carrier here, but there are two AAVs kind of distracting it. They could probably pick off this salvager, I assume they will. Not looking good for this base runner. He's gonna try to pull it out, but I feel like, oh, there's a turret here. He could maybe get this. Although Garmilator's carrier now in a good position to take out these turrets if he wants to. This is one reason why players tend to prefer Coalition over Soban in 1v1s, by the way, is that the Soban carrier, it can't do this. Like, I don't know why. I mean, it's got railguns on it, but it does, like, no damage. It's kind of weird. Anyway, Garmilator backing up with his carrier now. Looks like he doesn't want to take out these turrets. Descara has gotten one Salvager, I believe, out of his push here. Probably going to pick up a second pretty soon. No, he's not targeting, actually, yeah, because Garmilator's good on his smokes there. And he smokes the logistics module, very good stuff right there. We'll probably see an LAV go down here, but definitely not what Descara wanted out of this push. Looks like a second artifact, probably going to extract for Garmilator here, or at least he's going to try to. Descara seems to want to block it with the carrier, but we'll see if that works. Looks like he's not going to be fast enough. Looks like an LAV went down, probably a second about to go down right here. But that's all that Garmilator has lost by this little backstab of the AAVs, which is very good. Okay, three LAVs, I guess, but he won't survive, will he? I don't think so. Yeah, he goes down, doesn't take anyone else out. So, very, very good hold from Garmilator there. You can see why he's one of the top-level Coalition players right here. And he is going to get a second artifact out, which is very important when it comes to, you know, Coalition versus Coalition meta where you need all this carrier power. He's got 7 now, and he's researching powers, or, well, actually he's got, oh, math. 11, and he's researching Power Reserve 4, so it's going to get even better for him pretty soon. Garmilator lagging just a little bit behind, although a little bit early on the tech there, but I said behind, of course, because he hasn't gotten as many artifacts out, so. Of course, it's really just kind of a race to Power Reserve 5, isn't it, for that cruise missile. Gotta give respect to that cruise missile. Garmilator's gonna wreck this base runner here, making another base runner of his own. Probably going to try to get this artifact here. We're nearing the stage of the game where turrets are not really as effective anymore, but in fact, look at this. They haven't even researched anything but AAVs. That's all I need here. Although, as I say, Garmilator's getting railguns, but still, it's amazing to get into like the 9-minute mark of the game and not have any railguns or anything on the field. Very meta. 2 meta, 5 me. Power Reserve 5 getting researched now by Descara. Garmilator still not there yet. Doesn't look like he's going to be there particularly soon either. So cruise missile advantage definitely going to go to Descara here. And he is pushing out, being very aggressive with that carrier. You can see this map's kind of like a track, right? Like a big S or something like that. The further out you are, the more aggressive you're being generally. These two turrets still alive, by the way. That's noticeable. That's notable. Kind of holds off this whole choke point here, and a big backstab of AAVs coming in now. Definitely going to pick off that salvager, unless he stops focus firing it. I think he wanted to go for the support cruiser though, and that is what he is indeed targeting now. That looks kind of underwhelming, didn't it? Like, he's not even going to get a single salvager out of this. He will get logistics modules though, and that's good. Or at least he could. Man, I'm really bad at predicting what he's going to do, clearly, but this carrier is coming in here now for the block. And that should go quite well, I would imagine. Cruise missile, though, takes out the other support cruisers out of nowhere, like they usually do, so that is a significant deal. Garmilator definitely going to be a bit upset about that one. And this support cruiser, he's not going to go down, is he? He's going to be close here, but no, he's definitely going to make it, so. Now, going to probably put some power into repairs this Garmilator to heal up that support cruiser, but he has gotten power reserve 5 as well, and he took a cruise missile, or he's launching a cruise missile now into the main of Descara. Hit is kind of bad though, it doesn't even kill the support cruiser. Normally we would target right here instead of back there, so. Still advantage Descara, but I mean, as you can see, you know, that weapon's pretty hard to dodge. Like, you have to notice that it's coming instantly, and then also have units that are fast enough to get out of the way. Like, otherwise you cannot dodge the cruise missile, which tilts me a lot. I could talk for days about that, but that is okay. The support cruiser, though, is still not out of the way. No, this is a different support cruiser. Another one being focused down with these AAVs. Like, it might look on the surface like, okay, well, big deal, he almost killed the support cruiser, but that doesn't really do him anything, does it? But in reality, like, having these support cruisers damaged here means that when the next counterattack comes, which it is right now with these LAVs, the support cruiser is already so damaged it could go down from that one. He's put turret posts up there, that's a good try, but the support cruiser surely will be going down now. And this other one is so damaged, it's in danger of going down the same way. Garmilator's economy is just falling apart now. These LAVs are even going to get out of here. And on top of that, Descara now has the artifact lead, so it looked slightly favored to Garmilator just a couple minutes ago, but now it's definitely looking like it's in Descara's favor. More AAVs being produced. Power Reserve 6 still not on the build queue. That's not particularly surprising. Look at the range of this carrier, it's crazy. Yeah, I see you over there. Start shooting at these people that are like... That's like, I feel like that's a fifth of the map, you know what I mean? I mean, this map is just so small. Descara making some battle cruisers now. It's always a spicy unit. Garmilator definitely on the back foot here. It's going to find it difficult to hold on much longer. Powering up the repairs, which is good. Going to heal up this support cruiser unreasonably quickly, of course, with power 5 in that system. These salvagers, I don't really know what they're doing. They're in the wrong place at the wrong time, I'll tell you that much. Power Reserve 6 still not on the way, and battle cruiser soon going to be out for Descara. And Garmilator's going to need to have an answer to that, like, immediately once it comes out. He had railgun tech, but I haven't seen him make many of those. Yep, there's one. I'm always saying things like right before it gets proven wrong. Anyway, railgun's a really good counter to that, of course, but he's going to need a lot of them. And his carrier, crucially, is facing his opponent right now, so anything he makes is just going to pop out right there and get killed instantly. So that's also a little bit suboptimal. Another cruise missile coming out from Descara. Where is it going to go? Right on the carrier there, which would signify to me he's going for the kill. Doesn't even really matter what's going on in the middle right now here, because if there's two battle cruisers coming out and the carrier ready to chase down his opponent, this is just going to be a carrier kill right here unless Garmilator has a response to it immediately. Which, I mean, look at the field. He doesn't, like, what is going to beat this battle cruiser here? Doesn't even matter that he's got a nuke ready, just, it's going to be over here. He's even got the rotation right with the back of the carrier right there instead of Garmilator, who's got the back of the carrier facing his opponent. Battlecruiser in the hood, another one popping out right here. The cruise missile's going to be good. Does a whole lot of damage to Descara's carrier. He's going to power up the armor though now because he knows he doesn't need that carrier doing the damage anymore. He's got battlecruisers. And Garmilator sees it. He is going to GG like I expected. He knows there's absolutely nothing he's going to be able to do to stop these from running it into the ground. In the St. Torren Crater, he can't do what he did last time and run around in circles. This is Koash T, so that is very much a dead end, despite the fact that, you know, you could just drive off this direction, but the pilot is not smart enough for that. And that is going to be the game for Descara. Very good match there. I love seeing these two players play because they're very evenly matched, but Descara is going to take the win, which gives me some solace for always losing against Garmilator. At least there's somebody who beats him. You know what I just noticed is, like, the sand texture is gray outside of the map, but it's, like, yellow inside of it. Is that kind of weird? Maybe, I mean, that's actually kind of nice, I guess, because it delineates, like, the boundaries of the map, but still, it seems a little unnatural. Anyway, that doesn't matter at all, of course. Let's check the economy. I feel like Descara should be way ahead of him, right? After all, he killed a lot of support cruisers there. I think he was on third base faster. Yeah, like 5,000 CUs ahead, so that's not really all that surprising then that Descara was able to take this one the way that he did because his economy was just like on fire that whole time. So very, very good game from him. We like to talk a lot about how LAVs and stuff are very, you know, like, not very, but a little bit overpowered against Galaxian and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously in a mirror match, it still takes a lot of skill to pull this off. So that was a very good match. And I'm excited to see these players play again later in the tournament, as I'm sure they will if they both stay alive in their bracket, because who's going to beat them? Me? Maybe. We'll have to see. Anyhow, that is going to be another match from round 2, and we'll move on now to, I believe it's Catharsis versus Tarn Armor. I'll see you there.